Time to start doing the needful. Need to edit some of this stuff though. Got some weird things up here. Today's the 5th. And we don't have any profits, but we do have 65.41 in dividends. And what is the 304 days? All right, so we got about a half an hour before we open. Now we're just looking around, but we'll start off with our list or our scan. It looks as though we have everything that came out on the scan, so we'll just be managing. Anytime that you see a highlighted green or red or yellow, whatever, I'll go down through those. So it just means one of the accounts already has these. So we're in a situation, like if we were to look at each one individually, we'll look at BBN, first one on the list. Okay, we already own it, but it's not on the scan, so we can't do anything with it, but we own it. You can see that we've got an average price there, and then you can look down through the list here and try to find it. This is the CEF, so it's paying monthly, and that's what this list is. Okay, this is just a list of the CES. We don't show the complete scan. It was small this week. I think it was only 29 or 30, but that's the nature of the beast. It can be up in the hundreds, or it can be 30, it can be 50. It changes all the time because there's a lot of different variables that go into the scan. But anyways, you can see the yields, ZTR. Let's see, we'll go over to that one. You can see it's positive, so it's above water. Where's it on the list? They don't start moving. There's really no pre-market on these, even though you see it gapped up for whatever reason. We never trade them pre-market. This is on the scan, but because we are above water, we can't buy it. Now that other one, what was it, BBN? Because it is on the scan, we can, because we're below water, we can buy that. So let's put an order in here. On this particular one, so BBN, and 25.81 was the close. Is that right? Seems a little off there. What was the high here? Now 24.77. How many shares do we already own of this? Let's take a look. We have a half hour, so it could give you an idea of the strategy here. Because we've already DCA'd 2 levels, you can just make sure you don't have any lines below. There's BBN right there, so we have 30, right? So we need to find the max shares, which are 137. So we can buy 14. Let's go over to the classic. It's easier to work with. For me, you may find it easier to work with. So what was that total again? Sorry, I'm jumping around here. 137. So we'll go over to our chart. We'll change this max shares to 137. Doesn't matter where we put it. Okay, so we can buy 14. So we're going to buy on the close. Discard 14. Alright, we're going to put a limit, and we want that 24.77. So on the open, unless it jumps up above that price, we'll actually pick that one up. Because we already own it, that's fine, because we DCA we're below our average cost. If we were above, such as ZTR, it's on the scan, we can't do anything with that because we'd be hurting our position. So BTZ, I'll take a look at that. It's above water, so we can't do anything with that. LDP, it's above water, can't do anything with that. And NHF, it's a little bit below, but I'm not interested in DCA and a couple pennies. Use that capital. This is not paying that. Let's see what it is. Yield's only 5%. That's fine. Let's just take a look at the other account and make sure that if we have it in there, any type of CEF, we want to have it on all accounts. We're not interested in just keeping it on one. It shows that we have it in that one account, but we have something like 14, 15 different accounts, but we're going to just look at the three. NHF, let's see how far below water. So you see it's on that account. That's about 25 cents. Still not interested. Well, we can't do anything with this one because our next buy is down here. You see this? That's one of the rules. So now we look at this. What was that other one? BBN. Let's make sure we have this in all. Okay, so it's not in this account, so we can actually buy this one, BBN, BlackRock Municipal. It does say we have, oh, we do have it, but not in this account. And make sure you're on the right account. Okay, so we got it in this one. Okay, yeah, you see the average cost there. We can do this. What did we say? That was 137. Okay, so this is going to be an active one. BBN 137. Go back to the chart. Yep. Just move this down. Edit 137. Move this back down to 12. Okay, so we're going to buy 14. Okay, limit 24.77. And that'll start our DCA part of the system over when that activates. And I'll show you what that is if you're following along. So now we got to go over to this account and we'll establish a new position with BBN. That gets kind of confusing if you have two, but you see we have two separate accounts. So we're going to, let's make sure that we have it, and we don't have it in each. Okay, there's that one, and then BBN. It's not in this one. Just making sure. So we also want to buy $14. Limit 24.77. We only do this with CEFs. Okay. Now you'll notice there's no average on there. It's important to note we only do this with CEFs. We do have a gap up here on AXP. I'm not going to chase something that's that close. You're only talking 30 cents. You know, you have a chance at missing it if you start playing with it. But if it was like $6 or something, yeah, I'd trail it. to close that position, because that's just automatic profit. If it opens, you know, we got 20 minutes. If that price holds 146.16, we're out. Let's go back to the CEFs. I'll double check the ZTR on this account. Okay, it's above water. Don't have it on this account, so we can put a limit order in for the week. Then we need to see what the amount is. So it's 96 cents, but let's see. 904 is the last, so it's 276 max shares. So we're going to change that to 276. And we're going to go after it says 904. That doesn't make a lot of sense. There's ETR. The close on this was 921. I don't know where it came up with that. That's probably fat fingers on my part. So 921 is the close. That's what we're going to use. So we'll go by 28. Okay. And we're going to limit that at 921. 22, 21. Okay. Get rid of this line in there, clean it up. Okay, so we got NHF, so now we only have the 2 left. BTZ. Let's take a look and see. Okay, we have it on this account. And see if we have it on this other one. And we do. Okay. And LDP, pretty sure we got that on both. Got it on this one. Yeah, we have it on both. You can tell the two different. So we're good. We'll get to be able to collect more dividends. Those are monthly payers. That's how you increase your dividend amounts, and then you start, you know, you can see here's our tabulation. Just use this. This is a lot easier to show than just talking about it. Adds up our profits, our dividends, accumulation. We don't have a chart over here. This is last month. This basically just shows you how our profits are outrunning, the profits from trades are outrunning our dividends. And that's what we're looking to see. So it increases your amounts. So last month, trading on these small accounts, combination of 3 accounts is 1637.45 in profit. So, and we'll go back. This is 401, 45. We know we're getting paid 45.61, so that goes in your dividend column. If you keep track of this on a month-to-month basis, sometimes it's a little hard. I posted the a video about unrealized and realized gains and how important it is to understand. Once you get that down, you'll understand how important it is to be in and out, not be, you know, trying to go for huge wins. I mean, when they pay off, that's great, but you don't know when it's going to happen. We're trying to stay as close to the mean as possible. Right now, the mean is the close on Friday. That's the middle price. But what you'll actually see, if you pay any attention to what I do at all, you have these little lines sticking at the side here. These are actually pivot points, and it's just a mathematical equation that comes up with these lines. It's nothing specific, but what it does is it gives you a better idea of where the actual mean of this price movement is. So if this is the third standard deviation, this would be the second, this would be the first, and last week the mean was at 60, or You can actually look it up and it'll tell you. So 60, well, it's actually 60 even. So your probabilities of hitting the first standard deviation are a lot better on either side of that than the second or the third. It's very hard to hit that third standard deviation in a week. And this is what we're looking for. So when we're looking for price entry around that mean. So if our price is above, we want the price to come back. We don't want to be buying above, because then you have such a short movement to that first standard deviation. But where did this open? Well, you have to look at it and say 59.81. So it opened below, and you can see that we had bought, I guess in the past here, would have been like 2 weeks ago, we had bought on the mean. So it stayed around the mean. This is my philosophy. But okay, so AGNC, we're just going down through the list to see, looks like that's probably going to cash out. It's been a long haul. You look from all the way down here, and we got 84. We're a little below the max shares, but this constantly changes, so we could, figure it out. But it's not going to come out on the scan, or it hasn't shown up on the scan. So if we cash out, looks like we're probably going to make about 124. And just rinse and repeat. Just keep on doing this, right? Things all move at different rates. We know AXP may cash out. That's fine. DSL, we're just looking for the positives. It's like, okay, well, let's look at any negatives, right? Because that's where you're going to be doing your DCAs. Okay, well, it's right around our average cost, so we're not too worried about it. But what we're looking for is these big movements here. We don't make any adjustments as long as we understand where we got in and where we're going to buy next. Once you have those rules in place, you'll be able to be much more effective in the market. But if you're just like, well, I think I'll target $2 today, you're just flying by the seat of your pants. You can take my rules, you can add to them, but never subtract from them, because my winning streaks go for quite some time. Of course, I'd be lying if I say I don't take losses, but right now we're looking at 304 days without a loss. Of course, we've had a really good market too, but my losses are really small in comparison on a timeline. We'll see. I can't remember what the record was. I don't keep track of all that stuff, because in reality it doesn't really matter. You're only as good as your last trade. And if you're constantly bringing in dividends, you're constantly improving your accounts. Just remember, once you get the money, never give it back. So we got about 12 minutes before the open. Looks like we get another CEF that's hammering upwards. What's this one here? CLM. Yep. You can go to, was it CEF's closedendfunds.com or .org? I can't remember. It's been years since I've been on there. But if you want to search them out, I mean, we put out a scan once a week that includes them. But totally up to you. We're just looking for anything that's kind of out of the out of the ordinary. And usually Mondays are pretty busy. Switch this over to Mosaic for the open. Got about 9 minutes. This SLVO is just a dividend machine. It's been sitting down here for years. Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. Be back in a bit.
Autofilled.
All right, so we're open. Let's see what we got. All right, so we cashed out on AXP, 288, and WD, 290. We picked up TROW, and BBN, like we expected. That's on that account. Let's go to some of the others. And we picked up BBN on this one, so that's 2 times. We'll have to remember to do that. One's a DCA, one's a new position. Let's go over to this account. Go back to Classic. We sold BSTZ. So that was 2090. And so we picked up DC8 BBN.
Autofilled.
And we picked up got a phone call here. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we can keep up here. BBN, CIT. Let's CIT, PAG, and WABC. Now, a lot of these were probably from last week, where they were, or weeks in the past that were actually entered as trailing buys. So if you don't see them on the scan, for those of you that get the scan, this is why. So we're going to go down through, we'll clean up the charts. So we have AXP, and that was on this one, so we'll look and see. AXP closed. Okay, so we can clear this all that. Move all the Fibonacci lines. We got to take a photograph of this. Add this to the chart image. Maybe place these on Twitter. What was the profit amount on this? Was 1.2%. Done. Okay. WD. Move all those. Get the scan. It's not on the scan anymore, so we don't have to worry about it. We're going to take a picture, send it over to Twitter. WD. Just so we can find it. And what was the 1.9? One more BSTZ. Let's see which one this was on. Wasn't there. Wasn't on this one. That's still open. Must be on this one. There we go. Take a look. Close that out. Get rid of these. So it's not on our not on our scan, so we don't worry about it. And we sold BSTZ. Need to capture a photo. And what was the profit percentage? 5.4. 4%. All right, TROW. Let's just take a look and see where it's at on here. So we'll start with this account. So we're starting here at BBN. Okay, so we DCA'd that. So now we know our lower limit. We need to fix this first. First things first, you want to get your target price, $25.50. Adding that $1.40, and we got 44. So that's going to be what, 2 cents or 3? Let's just go 3. It just makes up for the 26.95. That's our target. We need to change this to the tire. Now we can go to the chart. Now because we alright, get rid of these. Okay. So 24.56. So we got that one. Let's go back up here. CIT. I think that's a new position. Yep. CIT. So we're going to set our 82.65 plus the 140 plus 134, so 59.40. What did I say? 54.40. 140 is our target. Done. Okay, so we go PAG. $82.88 plus 172 plus 50. Let's go 85.15. PAG, WABC. Is that on this? Yeah. WABC, we've traded this in the past. 64.55 plus the 164 plus 34, 66.55. All right, so we're long. WABC, PAG, CIT, Dividend, DCA. And I'm back over to we're just taking what the market gives us. Go back over here. Here's BBN. This is a DCA. 25.59 plus 140 plus 3 cents, so 27.05. We're going to change this to full amount. We're going to update that. Is that right? 27.05? Yep. Okay. So that one's taken care of. We're going to make sure on this one. Let's see, we had TROW. Oh, GPC got in there too. Yes, TROW. $76.80 plus 432 plus 182.15. 82.15. Okay. You got TROW. Need to put that up. What else we got left here? I think, oh yeah, GPC. Let's G. What do we got here? First things first, 118.66 plus 326 plus 50, 122.45. All right. And that's how you can get done pretty quick. 15 minutes to finish off a few orders. So you can see we're targeting this dividend amount, right? Because if we look at the chart, we can tell that the average price was here. All right, that's a little outside. It's a likely outside that third standard deviation, or if you want to say resistance line, not likely going to hit. You can see that everything kind of slowed down as far as volatility. So, but we stick to our rules. We're just like, hey, that's our target price. We're not changing it. You know, own this to the end of time. You have to get used to thinking this way. All right, what's the other one? BBN. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Make sure we got that all squared away. Make sure and you'll know that you got it right because you no, this one's supposed to be yeah 14. Yeah, well, one's 14, the other one's 44. Surprising that one didn't strike. Get rid of that little line if we can. Yeah. Just leave it alone. Don't mess up your chart. But simple as that. So now we've got we got our dividend amounts paid from last week, or for today it's going to be 65.41. So CE, I'm just looking for stuff that's moving around. I'm looking for these big moves. The AXP is not on our scan, so we would not reinitiate. Get this off of here. Don't want it in the way. Let's go back over to Mosaic. And see what's moving. You can see here where BSTZ increased its dividend amounts per month, went from 11.5 cents to 17.1. That's a substantial gain in dividend amounts. So, you know, you would predict a little bit of movement up after something like that. People buying into it because it's paying more dividends. Yes, we need to make sure that we've got our TROW. Let's go. Where's TROW at? It's not on this account. That is on this one. So we're going to put our, here we go. And if you're thinking this is crazy to be buying what most people would consider highs, you'd be wrong. All right. So sit peg, WABC. Go back over here. All right, WABC. I'm just doing housekeeping now. We don't know when this market's going to come down. Nobody does. Pretty uneventful morning, but you get the idea. Remember, we closed at an AXP on another account, and this one's kind of halfway in between our target price. Maybe we'll see some more upward pressure between here and the close, but I got other things to do. We never heard it closed out of that one. We got about 7 minutes left, so we'll just watch and see what happens. Let me do some other editing here. So what do we got here? 20, calculator out. We got 2090, 2090 plus 288, 2668. Yeah. So total profit 26.68 on trades, and looks like we got 65.41 on dividends. And we got about 5 minutes left. We'll just watch and see what happens. A lot of green. Still have BST on this account too, but it's still a ways from cashing out. It's looking better and better. Not going anywhere though. ED. We'll see. And just waiting. I wonder if this one will ever take off. There's your lottery ticket right there. It's like you pay like $50, maybe make $9.50. Those are the type of things, you know, I've played around with this E and ZN for a long time. It's supposed to be some type of cancer, you know, drug, whatever, just never panned out. But I'm almost up 100%. Wow, you know, $50. But you never know. Just a different way of doing business. You don't have to sit here all day and watch this. That's the beauty of this. Alright, looks like it's going to be a fairly slow day, as usual. That's what we like. Have a good day. We'll see you this afternoon.